You need to be a high roller to afford the buffet at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, but dining there is a risky bet you're likely to lose. Supreme dining at top-shelf prices awaits buffet fans at Navio in Half Moon Bay, California, a Ritz-Carlton property. Adults will drop $199 for the privilege of eating all they can from the weekend brunch buffet. Bringing along a younger guest to share in the culinary celebration, kids can pass through the velvet ropes for a not much better $149, which they will undoubtedly be excited about.
Who wants it now? Who wants it? There you go, you little heathens.
So what do you get for your life savings? Upscale fare like caviar tastings, pan-seared scallops, and aquaponic farm leaves, which are essentially lettuce leaves grown using water instead of soil. Planted among the chocolate chip pancakes and Belgian waffles you could find at any IHOP on the planet. You'll also have access to Wagyu beef sliders, beef tenderloin, and a tower of desserts that sound unimpressive for the price. Though a solid 4-star Yelp average seems encouraging, reviews about the food being less than stellar is a clue that you could probably spend less for better food elsewhere. At Four Seasons Edge in Miami, a visit to the Champagne Sunday brunch buffet will cost you $245. Not sure you can foot the bill for this one? No worries. You can always slink into the $145 cocktail brunch instead. And if that option still induces sticker shock, head over to the classic brunch buffet, where you'll pay only $115 or $75 for kids 12 and under. Youch. The buffet menu on the Edge website includes a raw seafood bar, tomahawk steaks, custom pasta and paella, and a dessert arrangement. But it's hard to get details of exactly what's included in your buffet without spending the money to find out for yourself, which is a big risk. More than 1,200 open table reviews grace Edge with a 4.7-star average, but not knowing more about what you can count on enjoying should give all but the ultra-wealthy cause for pause when pulling out the credit card here. Located in Salt Lake City, Utah, is Lucky H Buffet, the in-house eatery at Little America Hotel and a shining star among the city's dining scene. It may sound tempting when you're passing through town on a Saturday hungry for a steakhouse dinner until you see the $59 price tag flashing for the buffet menu. Friday surf and turf style dining will run you the same. General breakfast, lunch, brunch, and dinner buffets run between $27 and $45, and children ages 5 to 12 can eat for $15. Okay, so it sounds relatively cheap compared to some of the crazy prices at other high-end buffets. But the menu at Lucky H consists of everything you'd find at a Golden Corral or Old Country buffet. American favorites like French toast, eggs Benedict, and cereals for breakfast lovers, and carving stations with rice and potatoes for the lunch crowd seem underwhelming and uncreative. A modest 3.7-star average from around 100 Yelp reviews doesn't exactly sing the praises of this spot either. This buffet may let you enjoy your fare within the bounds of your hotel if you're staying at Little America, but you can likely find a better and cheaper restaurant if you wander around town a bit. Of course, you're going to find cheap buffets in Las Vegas, but Wynn Hotel doesn't hold back when it comes to pricing for its take-your-pick spreads, slapping a $75 sticker on a selection of upscale dishes available at your disposal. As with everything at this posh palace, buffet-style dining is taken to the hilt, with amazing decorations as you dine on handcrafted tacos, fresh pastas, hand-carved meats, and a full range of seafood and salads. There's also bread for days and a suite of sweets, both elegant and whimsical, to end your dinner or serve as the entire meal. Sounds great, right? Well, the Flower Festival decor may transport visitors to a Wonderland tea party setting, but a Yelp average of 3.7 stars across more than 6,500 ratings and several reviews noting the low quality of the food suggests that you can spend your winnings in more savory spots. And speaking of better buffet options, here are some expensive buffets around the country that are actually worth the price of admission. With the word Wagyu in the name, you know immediately that you can't pay for this dining selection with pocket change. Wagyu House in Chicago lets you graze at 4 different levels with prices ranging from $38 to $88. Each subsequent level unlocks an extra set of selections. The catch here is that your entire party has to agree to the same level. No mix and match options available. So if you're riding with a crew who has expensive tastes and you're hoping to slide by with your lower price deal, you should either change your plans or change your friends. Every step up introduces new forms of Wagyu while bringing seafood and vegetables into the hot pot mix as well. The 4.4-star average review score on Yelp and glowing write-up speak volumes to the quality of the experience here, a combination of fantastic food and knockout service. For anyone willing to save up for a top-notch buffet, Wagyu House appears to be worth a try, especially if you're ready to pack it away.
I said, how can I eat too much if it's all I can eat?
Good point.
You don't name a dining station Bacchanal Buffet without expecting visitors to indulge until they're full to the gills. This Las Vegas buffet is in Caesar's Palace, which may explain prices between $65 and $85 for adult guests and between $38 and $47.50 for kids up to age 10. What do you get for your coins at this den of unending sustenance? The website gives terse descriptions of American dishes, sushi and seafood, Asian and Mediterranean specialties, plus a host of vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free possibilities. It's billed as the largest buffet in Las Vegas, featuring 9 cooking stations cranking out platters to get your appetite sated. The 3.9-star average on Yelp may seem low for such a high-priced buffet, but when you consider it comes from a staggering 15,000-plus reviews that go on and on about the large variety of choices, it's actually very impressive. If you're in Vegas and you happen to win a little at whatever might be your game of choice, Bacchanal Buffet will get you up on your feet and dancing. It's never a bad thing to find a buffet serving lobster, though the price is bound to be a bit steep. In the case of the all-inclusive lobster buffet at the Nordic in Charlestown, Rhode Island, steep doesn't even begin to cover it. With its $135 price tag for adult diners, you might be reluctant to bring anyone too young to appreciate high dining with you. Though if you opt in for your little gourmets, expect to pay an extra $60 for your 8 to 12-year-olds and $35 for kids between the ages of 3 and 7. Seafood appears in all its various luscious forms here. You'll also find meats, sides, and desserts to round out your meal as trim or as full as you please. TripAdvisor reviewers largely rave about the uniquely generous offerings here, and many Redditors proclaim the high price point as justifiable. If you have a little extra spending money when on the Atlantic coast and you're up for eating an ocean's worth of seafood, the Nordic is just the challenge you've been looking for.
Looks like someone took the sign as a personal challenge.
Doreen, I'm just warming up.
Grab a crab or two at Crab House, a top-notch buffet in New York City for diners of all ages if you have the money. Stick to the seafood section of this eatery, and you can get away with $80 per adult, $30 for kids ages 8 to 11, and $15 for little ones ages 3 to 7. Add lobster to the deal, and those prices jump to $115, $40, and $20 respectively. Toddlers and infants aren't invited to the prawn party. The Crab House delivers on their promises in the form of Dungeness crab, jumbo crab legs, and blue crab galore. Round out the arrangement with plenty more seafood options, and you have the makings of an indoor oceanside picnic in the heart of the Big Apple. And if you spring for the lobster version, you can add steamed lobster and mac and cheese to the tabletop. You'll also find beef and chicken options with both iterations, along with a host of satisfied customers. A 4.4-star average across more than 1,100 reviews on Yelp highlight the food and the service, making your super buffet spending a pure pleasure. Universal City, California is home to one of the most expensive buffets in the U.S., thanks to Cafe Sierra Seafood Buffet. At $159 per guest, this seafood banquet could suck up a goodly amount of your paycheck in a single visit. At that price, there had better be something special lying in wait among the heated trays and slicing stations. And there is. After ponying up your supper money, you can count on a roundup of the standard seafood critters like lobster and crab, but you'll also have your pick of sushi rolls and sashimi to take things in a more intriguing direction. By the time you circle around to the adobo chicken, barbecue pork, and Korean short ribs, you may have already eaten your fill, but be warned, you'll also want to save room for the plentiful desserts, including various cakes and a boba station. With OpenTable reviewers ranking Cafe Sierra at a 4.3-star average covering more than 1,500 ratings and verbal praise for the atmosphere and the fixings, consider your money well spent at this boisterous buffet. At Lamar by Gastón Acurio in Miami, you'll be getting a net full of seafood while emptying your pockets into the cash register. That's what happens at a buffet where adults pay $135 per seat, which includes a 2-hour cocktail service, while diners between the ages of 12 and 20 break open their piggy banks to pay $95, and kids between 6 and 11 years old cough up their allowances at $65 each. Peruvian and international cuisine served with a side of striking skylines set the scene for a buffet menu beyond the others. Sushi and salads share stations with classics like empanadas and tiraditos, with signature chaufa aeropuerto, a paella-like dish for the table to share, and an array of desserts on display. This buffet is a global diner's dream come true. Don't blink while enjoying the food at MILA in Miami Beach, Florida, or you might see your life savings flash before your eyes. Savoring a Sunday brunch buffet at this opulent restaurant with rooftop dining options runs between $105 for a non-alcoholic option to a stunning $320 for a deluxe Dom Perignon soaked spread. Experiences for special occasions like New Year's Eve drive the price even higher. Aside from the Tony cocktails and the higher-priced packages, diners get a grab at stations featuring dips, charcuterie, and cheese platters, as well as customizable omelets, seafood, meats, a dessert array chosen by the chef, and fruits.
I like fruit. Don't you like fruit? I like fruit.
Yelp reviewers bestow a respectable 4.1-star average among 1,500-plus ratings, with glowing descriptions of the food and the service making the visit worth the outrageous price. Dining at the Hyatt Regency Waikiki Beach Resort in Honolulu, Hawaii means having access to a buffet filled with Polynesian delights of all forms and flavors. With adults paying $84 and kids ages 6 to 12 costing $42, it may be a costly dining moment for your family, but one that's not necessarily out of line with the price of other dining options on the island. Asian-inspired creations fill separate barbecue and hot buffet stations, with sushi and soups filling in the gaps. A banchan station provides plant-based sides, and a delightful collection of desserts brings fruit, chocolate, and cheesecake to magical new dimensions of flavor. This may be pricier than a run-of-the-mill buffet, but if you make it one of your high-spend evenings, you and your family can taste the aloha.